that's why we have Tailpipe Talk, is to talk about the history, the story, being your first car to where it is now. I mean, the journey, the tribute to your grandfather. You know, I mean, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, and it is definitely an eye-catching design. I mean, you could stare at this car. There's a lot of details, and for everybody that's watching the B-roll, this is paint, guys. This is actual. It's
not a wrap.
Paint. This is not a vehicle wrap. This is actual paint. All the distress, all the patina. There's no amount of video that we're going to show you that's going to do this car justice. You have to see it in person. So truly amazing.
Yeah,
truly amazing.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we put a lot of time into the design. You know, the real theme outside of, you know, being a Texaco Camaro was make it look like an old Trans Am Racing Series car.
Yeah.
There wasn't a Texaco car in it. There was some gas companies like Sunoco was in there.
Right.
But there never was a Texaco. And obviously Texacos were around, but for some reason there just wasn't, from what I can find, there wasn't a Trans Am Vintage Series Texaco car racing in the 60s. So that's what we were going for. I think we got close. I think people would say, you know, we hit it right on the head, because it's a one-off design. So we didn't steal a design from anyone. I mean, the hockey stripe on the front on a 69 Camaro really usually runs up thin up here, but we hockeyed and fattened it through here and then put the Texaco and hand brushed the Texaco in and then did all the graphics in there. But you're right. You know, you can put video on it and cameras on it, but when you get it in the sunlight and you really look around, the airbrushing, because this has multiple layers on it.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a base layer of like an orangish rust and then a white over top. And then the black and the striping and all that was put on. Yeah. So it looked like a show quality paint job. And then Mike DuSold went in with the patina and distressed it all down, airbrushed in rust and everything else. And the cool thing about the car is now is, you know, much like all of us with our cars, and we want to keep them nice, and if, you know, somebody brushes on it just barely with their backside or whatever, you get kind of like, I used to get mad.
Right.
Now I'm a little older, I'm just like, you know, you cringe a little bit. But with this car, you know, I still don't want people doing that.
Sure.
But because it is a patina design, I am adding more design elements to this every time I go race it.
It's character. Lots of character.
Yeah, so it's just been an awesome kind of process, just to see it to get to that point.
Yeah.
And that we actually created something that, you know, we may talk about it a little bit, but that somebody might want to produce as a toy. And if I was a kid, I would be jumping this thing and going crazy about it.
Let's talk about it, because when you posted about it, you know, I had to get on Summit and I had to order me a few.
Yeah.
I was hoping to have them here because I was going to have you sign one.
Yeah.
But
it almost happened.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So it's definitely the cars are made. It was just a little bit of a shipping thing from where they were made from, but yeah. So Greenlight Toys basically came to me and wanted to know if I would sign off on them creating the toy.
Yeah.
A 1/43 scale and a 1/64 scale. So the 1/64 scale is like what you traditionally think of as a matchbox size.
Yeah.
The 1/43, which you have, is a little bigger. It's kind of half of a phone size.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be super cool, but it's definitely coming out. And, you know, Summit is a sponsor of the Optima Ultimate Streetcar series. So, you know, I've had some relationships, you know, with them, and, you know, they already carry Greenlight toys, but I just kind of said, hey, this car's coming, and they jumped on it. And a bunch of other companies, die-cast companies and stores, you know, potentially maybe a Hobby Lobby, potentially we've got some things in the talks with Walmart. They purchase Greenlight stuff too. But
that's really cool.
You know, if I could get I don't care what shelf it's on, but it's definitely going to be on the Summit Racing shelf. I'm getting a picture of my car hanging on a shelf, and it's just, you know, I would have never thought that could ever happen. I mean, I know you could probably pay a bunch of money and get something like that done, but I didn't pay for it to get done, just to put it out there.
And they reached out to you, so obviously that says something for the car, the build.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I'm very humbled by it. I mean, it's just so awesome, and you know, if I could get thousands of them and give them away, I would. I mean, I am going to get a decent amount of of the cars. And so, I think one of my goals with it is that, I like going to the state fair and just beating up on throwing the balls and knocking the bottles down and getting teddy bears and stuff like that. And then I hand them out to kids that I know that don't get to play those games.
There you go.
I would love to just have my car and give it to a kid like me, because that's what continues the car culture generation.
Absolutely.